What do all your favorite characters have in common? It's not the way they look, it's not the cool powers they have, it's the way you connect with them. You see, it's easy to like an attractive character played by a 10 out of 10 actor. You know, like these Marvel superheroes, sometimes the writing's not that great, but we all still love them. But it's hard to like a grown man dressed like a baby. Yet, Saneer Pink from One Piece became an instant fan favorite. And on top of that, he's just a random secondary antagonist for a small portion of the story. So I wanted to explain his character, because if you can make people like a fat man wearing a pink bib, then you can make people like any character you make if you just learn what's so powerful about this character, Saneer Pink. Saneer Pink's backstory goes as follows. He was your typical pirate who pillaged towns. Eventually, he found a woman and they got married and eventually had a son together. But his wife hated pirates, so he lied to her whole life, telling her that he worked in a bank. One day when Saneer Pink was out with his pirate crew, his son came down with a fever and passed away. His wife was furious that Saneer Pink didn't come back to help the son and called the bank to figure out where he was and found out that he didn't even work there. She got even more mad when she found that out and ran out into a storm and got injured. After that injury, she went into like an emotionless vegetative state. Saneer Pink was obviously destroyed, but he would come back and visit her and bring her stuff. He finds out when he wears their son's bonnet, like their son's baby clothes, it makes her smile. And when he sees her smile, that's all it takes. And he only wears baby clothes from then on. And everyone makes fun of him, his friends make fun of him, but he doesn't care because he knows that it makes his wife happy whenever she sees him. And that's all that matters to him. That smile is worth everything to him because she's all he has left. Even for people who don't watch One Piece or even know what that is such an emotional, impactful story. And anyone can see that. If you didn't catch what was so impactful, let me break it down for you. We have a clear reason to sympathize with this character. Not just because something traumatic happened to him, but because of the way he responded to that situation. Although his appearance kind of plays into the comedic aspect of the show, it allows the audience to see what kind of a person he really is. He's ironically dressed like a baby, yet it shows how much of a man he is. A big part of his character is his manly and respectful attitude. He has a fight with one of the protagonists of the show, Franky, and the battle boils down to essentially who is the bigger man. They take turns bashing each other like it's a Pokemon battle, seeing who can tank each other's hardest hits. But the impactful fight of this fight scene is not the macho strength you see on the surface, but the internal battle that they are having. And that's what matters. We don't connect with characters because of the feats of strength they show. Sure, it's cool, and if they're attractive, it's an even higher bonus. But we really connect with characters that reveal a vulnerable emotion that we can relate to. Franky and Saneer Pink are perfect opponents for each other because of this. They both have a manly, hard-boiled attitude, yet they still have emotions. They're not just heartless robots. One of Franky's comedic gags in the shows is that he always cries when he hears an emotional story. Part of this is to show that what makes someone a strong man is not their ability to not have emotions, but how they react to these emotions. Saneer Pink may look like an absolute idiot wearing those baby clothes, and no person would look at him on the surface and think, wow, what a cool, manly looking guy that is. People think that about Superman. But the way we see Superman portrayed in some of the movies like Justice League, he's just this emotionless being with no thoughts. We don't relate to that. It's just boring to us. Saneer Pink shows us what we really care about in characters. We can relate to the pain of losing someone close to us, and that makes us think about how we would react if we were put in that situation. It's not about what we see on the surface, but what we see on the inside. A good character needs to convey their emotions to the audience so that we can see why the actions that they take matter to them. Only then will we care about their actions and what they do. If you made it this far, comment your favorite character backstory.